guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin cosplay, and today we are back at you guys with Better Call Saul, episode 6 of season 6.
We're a bit late with this one, so we're catching up. Sorry about that. Last time we were here, Saul fought Howard.
Well, he tried to fight him.
Yeah. Howard thought, he basically put together that everything that was happening to him was because of Jimmy. So he decided to bring Jimmy to a ring and he was like, let's punch our frustrations out. It didn't work. I mean, he said he expected this not to work, but he wanted to give Jimmy a chance to let go of his anger and just leave it at that, but that didn't work because Jimmy didn't take him seriously, and Howard was like, okay, you know what?
Should have, though.
He should have, because now Howard is like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna fight back, and he sent a guy after him, so that guy is gonna tail Jimmy and try to look at what he's doing. So if he's got proof eventually of something shitty or shady that they're doing, they might end up in trouble.
Honestly, I'm kind of scared that Howard learned about the cartel situation and he's
Why?
gonna put himself
There's
in danger.
nothing with the cartel happening right now with Jimmy, though.
Well,
so, what would he learn?
Who knows? Who knows?
If Lalo comes back, maybe. But right now he's in Germany getting information about the lab. So he couldn't find anything on Gus.
That's what he meant by going south, going to Germany.
Apparently.
Germany is
No,
in
but
south? Okay.
He had nothing on Gus when it came to the nacho situation, so he ended up going to Germany to learn about Werner, the guy that Mike had to kill, the guy that worked on the lab. So he's got information, and basically he's gonna end up in the lab. Like, he's gonna find out about that, and that could be bad for Gus. Gus, being paranoid and being scared of Lalo showing up eventually, decided to make a move. He went to the lab because he understands, if he has nothing, there's only that, there's only the lab he can get dirt on. So he knows it's his only mistake in this show. So he went to the lab and he left his gun there. So I'm imagining this big, shootout, this big, big finale in the lab. I would not be surprised if Lalo was killed and then buried in the lab. That would be fucked up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised too.
That would be very Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. In any case, I have a little bit of behind the scenes information for this episode. It was directed by Giancarlo Esposito.
Nice.
So Gus made this episode.
Alright.
So, and the last one we saw that was made by a crew member was from Rhea?
Okay.
Or Ray? I know someone corrected me on how I pronounce their name, so I don't know, I forgot the correction. But still, her episode was pretty good too. I have high expectations for this one.
Alright.
So I'm excited. Alright, this is pretty much where we are.
Yep.
Let's jump in this episode and see what they have in store for us next. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Let's go!
Let's go! Wasn't that Kim as a young Kim? Yeah,
it was.
Here she is.
Oh my god. What is going on with you?
Was her mother played by Rhea before?
No, never.
It looks like her right
Oh,
now.
I'll tell you, man, she was caught.
Good casting.
Oh god, from afar it looked like her. I'm sorry.
You know better than this, Kim. What happens now?
Well, when the merchandise in question is over $20 in value, it is company policy to call the police.
Maybe that's for the best. Nip it in the bud. Protecting her from the consequences of her own
I do have
actions.
some discretion here. Our main concern is we just don't want to see the same faces over and over. So if you can promise me that this was a one-time thing.
You heard Mr. Pearson. Are you going to do it again?
No.
Of course she won't say yes.
Thank you for being so understanding.
No, it's my pleasure.
You know what? I
What
would
if
not
she
be
said
surprised
no,
if
but-
she asked her to steal it.
I wouldn't be surprised if she asked her to steal them too, and it was just a performance. So she's smiling and
Please tell me it's not what it is.
yeah, okay.
Nip it in the bud.
Yeah. We already knew her mom was shitty, so I was like, her reaction was good, but yeah, there's a bit of a...
Here. I got you something. See? Your mom's good for something, huh?
So yeah, she didn't ask her to go steal. I don't think so. But
she's
it's not
so-
like she's actually mad.
Relax.
She just had to.
You got away with it.
Yeah, that's gonna define her character when she's gonna be a lawyer.
That
though.
tells a lot about her character.
Yeah. You think that maybe a part of her was maybe relieved that her mother cared about her and tried to be a mother for once, and now she's just disappointed again because that was just for show.
Well, you saw how she held her hand, and then as soon as they were away from the store, she's just, you know. Like, I don't think the mom asked her to steal, but maybe stealing was so that she could get her mom to care. And it did look like she did, but then again, it's just, I don't care. See, I steal too. You got away with it. Like, the values are not the same. The intentions are not the same. She didn't want to get away with it. At least that's how I take it. We cannot dislike a character for this, but every time we see Howard, it's always, you know, this type of music. It's always these shots of a very wealthy
He's
man.
a namaste
you know.
guy.
Yeah, I mean,
There's nothing wrong with having a routine in the morning, guys.
no, it's just, I don't know, like, you compare that to Jimmy and Kim, he's so superficial.
He's making coffee.
Yeah, but it's the
How
little
is that
details.
superficial?
And there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. It's just, we're so different. That's why I'm like, Howard. Oh, wow.
Oh,
That is for you.
good latte art.
Thanks.
You know what? When you got a routine, you want things to be in order because you have other problems like this.
Not necessarily. But this I actually like
It's
because
Friday.
it's a flaw in his character.
Oh,
Can't believe it's been a whole year.
How do you want to handle it?
I feel bad.
He did say she wasn't making efforts.
He saw clients starting at 9 a.m. One tried to bring a pet cockatiel into the waiting room. That caused a bit of a ruckus. And
What's this?
Yeah, I was just getting to that. That was 3 days ago. Only time he broke the pattern. Stopped at Craddock Marine over on Central instead of going straight to the office. Looked like he made a cash withdrawal. I counted 4, maybe 5 stacks. I'd say somewhere in the ballpark of 20 grand.
Okay.
I'm not a lawyer. But is there any reason he'd need that much cash in the normal course of business?
Technically, he's also renovating his office.
No legitimate reason.
And cash, though?
Yeah.
We're lucky you were able to see us. It's no problem. I was already here with another patient. All right, be back.
I'm guessing not a dog patient.
Well, is the dog's called Jimmy, maybe?
All right.
That's a Jimmy.
How we doing? I don't know. I guess my skin's a little dry where you put that stuff on, but otherwise. And how long is it gonna last? Is the guy roughly your size? Yeah. Hour or two. And if there's a blood test?
Okay.
This stuff is not showing up on any blood panel they're running in this town. You're gonna do this. This is the way to go.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's not for him then, it's for Howard. Putting anything in his system is next level.
You know, I read somewhere that vets are even more depressed than lawyers. Look over there. See that? That's what it's all about.
No.
Animals are my life. It's this other stuff. It's getting to be too much.
Yeah.
No offense. Guy's got to know when he's bagged his limit. What, so you're closing up shop? Yep. Leaving town. Once I sell my little black book, it's going to be all animals all the time.
Black book?
Yeah, keys to the kingdom. You can call me up.
Are you interested in buying? Code, oh
Do
yeah.
you think that was maybe
We found
for the
the
cash
Zodiac
withdrawal, maybe?
killer.
Because he bought it?
I'm not keeping my contacts in plain
I'm guessing
English.
they took the money to pay the guy who was the
Money back, you know.
Hey!
It would make sense that he would have that so that in Breaking Bad he has all these contacts.
Did you see how many people he had in that book? I mean, he's raking it in, day out. His passive income, minimal risk. I can't believe he's walking away from that.
You'll get to understand.
He knows what he wants. Oh my god.
What?
What?
It's the effects of the thing. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, looks like he's on drugs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's keep this going. You wanna? 10 minutes to set, guys.
Oh, thank you, 10.
I think she's taking like the vet.
Great.
Like she know what she wants and
I
she
was-
want out maybe.
When she was saying he knows what he wants, maybe she doesn't know what she wants, and that's what she was referring to.
Seal of approval.
They are inviting a select group of people with, Cliff called them up-and-coming organizations, and, yeah, Cliff thinks I have a good shot.
Okay.
Good shot. You have more than a shot. They're gonna love you on sight.
The lunch is on D-Day.
Okay.
So, what? You don't have to be there on the day. Was Eisenhower on Omaha Beach? No. Kim, this is great, right?
So she has to choose between her career and the plot.
Fantastic.
Of course he's gonna be happy for her, but the fact that she's waiting, you know, I don't know. Kim needs to sort out her priorities.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, the episode is titled Axe and Grind.
So accent coffee then.
It's just that in this type of show, whenever I see an axe or something, I'm kind of afraid it's gonna end up in someone. Shadow moving.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag.
Oh.
Das ist Privatgelände.
I don't speak any German.
Yeah, it would be suspicious
I
too.
know you.
He brings an air, you know?
I don't think we've officially met.
I love how he can go from very charming last episode to this. He's still charming, but this time we understand. Like he doesn't want to play. Oh, he had a perfect opportunity to just turn the axe around.
Eduardo, Salamanca. This is about freeing. I want to know what he's doing.
How did you find me?
Margaret Ziegler.
What have you done to her?
Nothing. You sent her a gift.
He's so resourceful. As a villain, it's hard not to love him.
Broke one of my ribs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lalo know how to use the axe, right?
Oh, he's so good at his job.
Tie that off before you bleed to death. You and I are gonna have a talk.
While you bleed out. Oh. Told you, axing someone, it's always the case.
I was a contractor before I took a knife to the knee.
I took an axe to the ankle.
Yeah.
I love what she did to the place, but it's not Saul.
I
It's
know.
not.
I don't see that type of customer going to that place,
So
unfortunately.
you were wondering why she ends up so depressed? Well, because that's the type of customer she's gonna get, and she doesn't fit. Oh my god. She worked so hard and she was so happy.
Looks like you're some kind of loner. You made that call, right? Try to make it.
About that, I just had a couple of questions.
Francesca, can we sidebar in the law library?
Oh wow.
I don't know if I'm comfortable. Is this even legal?
I'm sorry. Which of us went to law school? Because I can stand here and go through the ins and outs of what's quote unquote legal with you, but we're on a clock.
I just
That's
Francesca,
mean.
let's get something straight, okay? We can't be holding a graduate seminar in constitutional law every time I give you something to do.
Like she has a legit concern, and he's
That's
like, "Oh, I went to
gaslighting
law
though,
school.
right?
Yeah, I went to law school. Like, who between us two knows more about the law?"
Hamlin McGill.
Hi, there. I'm calling because my mother is well, I guess she's a client of yours. She lives in the Sandpiper Assisted living. My mother's out at the facility in Amarillo. Says she's supposed to call into some meeting on Thursday.
Yes, you're talking about the mediation?
That's it. Thing is, she's lost her dial-in instructions.
What's your mother's name?
Marnie Stuber. That's Stuber. Bless your heart. She'll be so relieved.
She's not meant for this.
The meeting is
Poor
happening.
girl.
The thing is,
So she just has to call the main line, the same number you called just now. Press 7 and then enter the passcode. I can give that to you now.
Was that so hard?
It's not legal. It's lying. It's pretending.
but the thing is, why did she stay if she was so uncomfortable
Because he was
with
paying
it?
her. He was paying, like, everyone needs money. He was
I
paying
know,
her
but you know
more.
what, guys? Sometimes happiness is worth more than money.
It's
I know that's
true.
bullshit, things like that, but
Calm down.
oh shit.
Doesn't fit with what they
That
recorded.
That won't match. Oh man.
Thank you. Enjoy.
The coincidence, though, it's good that he was right here. He's gonna pull a Saul Goodman. He's gonna do something. We need to redo the whole thing.
Ultimately, it's about
And it's gonna
justice,
screw
a
that
system
up.
that works for everyone. And what is more important than that?
Just gonna have to make a
Hey, Jimmy,
decision.
flag on the play. You're not gonna believe this, but I just ran into Casemiro, the real one.
He didn't shave his mustache. He broke his arm.
Are you serious?
The guy has a giant cast.
On his left arm. And I just checked all the pictures, and you could see his arm in every single one of them. No cast.
Clear as day.
Shit.
We're gonna pull the plug, and we are going to live to fight
The
another
photos
day.
really look like the ones the guy Howard hired is giving to Howard. Are they meant to be in the stack that they're gonna give
You're
Howard?
staying in Santa Fe, and we'll regroup when you get home
Maybe.
tonight.
They're not supposed to know about this guy.
Kim?
Choose, honey.
It happens today.
My god.
Kim! This is a huge thing for yourself. Why?
She made a choice. What she said at the beginning of the episode? He knows what he wants? Well, hey, we're not supposed to see this. I was wondering if, because I knew the episode was getting close to the end, and I was like, we're not gonna see the D-Day, basically.
So this is your cliffhanger?
This is the cliffhanger. Okay, there's a bit to talk about here. First of all, yeah, the whole Howard thing, it's not that it's bothering me that much, it's just that he's not my type of person, you know?
You know what? What I saw at the beginning of this episode, it reminds me of the fact that when people are uncomfortable or stressed out, usually they want to take control over what they can have control over.
Yeah, but he didn't go out and buy, like, a machine for his shoes just because he was uncomfortable.
No, but I mean,
It's his personality.
His marriage is shit right
Yes.
now. So I mean,
I actually
he
like
can,
that,
he
though.
can have control over his appearance, his shoes, his
True.
I want to say his cuisine, his kitchen,
His cuisine.
his cuisine, his kitchen. So I know that, like we said,
For a guy like
it
him,
doesn't look like
yeah.
he's lived in, but that's the only control he has over at his home.
Well, or you can take it in that way, for a guy like him not to have control over what's going on with his wife, or not to have control over what's going on with Jimmy, that would put him in a massive amount of stress. And I get that. It's just, I was commenting on how not similar we were.
It's so nitpicking and it's disturbing a bit.
It's almost too much. Like, you're kind of like, you're acting like a robot at this point. Like, I know there are people like this, and I have nothing against that. I actually have a godmother that's literally a bit like this, and it's totally fine. It's just to see it and then compare it to, for example, you talked about Jimmy and Kim's kitchen. It looks lived in. Like, there's dirty dishes. There's an aquarium in the middle of on the countertop and stuff. Like, it looks like there's a personality there, whereas Howard's way of doing things, and it's like that every time we see Howard, when he's driving his car, even when he's at the therapist, the way he talks, it's almost like everything needs to be controlled. But then again, like, he is a lawyer, and it's important, you know, the image that he puts forward. So I do understand it. I was just picking out this and being like, you know, I cannot dislike him for being like this, but we would not be friends. In any case, that was just a little bit of information, a little bit of discussion I wanted to put in there. But yeah, let's focus on everyone else.
Okay.
So who do you want to talk about first?
The beginning, Kim when she was younger.
Yes.
Do you think that, because from what
And how that evolved
from-
into her as an adult.
Yeah, because we did say that maybe a part of her wanted to catch her mother's attention by stealing something, and it backfired. But because she knows that that's what a mother personality that she knows that
Okay.
she's a bad person per se.
Thinking about this, when we saw this scene, there's a million reasons why she did that. Or why she could have done that. First thing is, she just stole the earrings. Second thing is, her mom told her to steal them just, you know, for herself or something. Because, I mean, it's easier to forgive a kid
Than
who
an
has done
adult.
this. Yeah. Third is, she stole them for attention from her mother. You know, because, I mean, maybe if she makes enough of a fuss, her mom is actually going to care. She's going to come. Like, we saw her the first time. She was so late when it
And she
came
was drunk also.
yeah, when it came to picking up her daughter. She was so late, and so the lack of concern, the lack of attention to her daughter, like, that's significant, and maybe she stole so that her mom would, as fucked up as that sounds, spend time with her, care about the stuff that she's doing. Then after that, they leave, and the mom actually starts laughing, and she's like, "See, I stole stuff for you. You got away with it." Like, she's having fun, and Kim is uncomfortable. There's two things that I take from this, because Kim has two facets to her personality. The one that's the lawyer, and the one that likes to do these shitty things with Jimmy. The lawyer side could have happened because she saw what her mother was like, she saw the way she lived, and she rebelled against that. You know, she wants to help people get out of these situations. She wants to fight against the type of injustice that her mom taught her, you know, that she forced onto her.
And the other part will be the part of her that says, if I steal
The
stuff,
other part would be...
I'm gonna have my mother's attention and love.
The other part would be, if that's a thing she shared with her mom, as twisted as that sounds, her mom was like that, and when she was like that, when she did stuff like that, she felt closer to her mom, perhaps. So if you take that and you evolve into adult Kim, maybe that's why she takes so much joy out of doing this. Because, I mean, with Jimmy, she kind of has that same dynamic of, when I do these things, like, it's personal for her for sure, but it started with, if I do these things with them, I get to share this with them. Kind of like she used to share that with her mom. Again, as crazy as that sounds.
Well,
and maybe there's a self-fulfilling thing, like, I'm breaking the rules, you know, I'm taking back the life that...
I'm getting away with it.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, but the whole thing with Kim is she has those dual, you know, personalities, those dual choices, those two facets that she can't seem to choose between. So when she said that at the vet, you know, he knows what he wants, it's important because I don't think she knows what she wants. But then she just made a choice. She had a big break. And by the way, I thought for sure he was trying to talk to her about the Howard situation. I was like, is he going to talk to her, like, tell her, okay, Howard has problems? Because he was talking about how she cared and stuff. And I was like, how crazy would that be? And I mean, that would be confirming that their plan is working. But still, like, he offered her, you know, this big opportunity for her career. The one thing that, you know, she has to choose between, one of the things she has to choose between, and she's like, this could be big. But then the fact that she felt so conflicted at the idea of it's not even, you know, choosing at this point. It's just, I won't be there for the big day, the thing I prepared. So she won't be there to do, like, we said Jimmy loved to get that pat on the back. You know, he loves to see the consequences of what he does, because that's the one thing he's good at. So whenever that works, he likes to see what happens, because he feels like he did that. She's a bit like that too. She wants to see the results of what she planned for days.
Well, for Kim, I think that it's a little bit like Howard. She likes to have control over certain things.
There's
and
that
to
too.
not be there funny, but like also for myself and for yourself. If I'm not there when I'm trying to do something,
Well, if
I'm
you're
gonna
not there.
no. If I have a project, big work that I'm trying to do for days and days, and I cannot be there at the big day, I'm gonna stress over it.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Because
would
I
believe...
love to have some control over it. I think that I work hard for it.
Yes, but at the same time, like, she let Jimmy go in at the golf club.
Yeah, but Kim, she was in the parking lot.
I think it's mostly because it's the big day for their big plan. They have this whole thing planned out, and she was a part of the, the project. She created this, and she won't be there to see it happen. I think it's mostly that, it's her thing, it's her idea. It's always been about her coming up with this. And even Jimmy at the beginning wasn't really into it and stuff, so I think she just really wanted to see the fruits of all that labor. And eventually he convinced her, yeah, you get to have both. You get to have that big career, and I'm going to take care of that other side of the plan and stuff. I'm going to take care of Howard. And then when this shit happens, she chooses the plot, which is not going to give her anything.
Nope.
And if the guy is still looking for, I mean, I don't know about this because it does look like the photos they took of the actor and stuff, that looks like the photos he's showing to Howard. So I'm like, are you aware that's... I mean, the coincidence is there. Like, we saw those photos and then we saw that photo.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are aware, because she technically saw Mike's man. They weren't subtle about it, but maybe they are aware of what's going on with all
Because I was wondering if they were aware. Because, I mean, when you showed the photos and everything was clean and Jimmy was not doing anything... But then again, we saw him at the bank, so I was like, I don't know. But I was wondering if they had figured it out that Howard would be doing something and they were careful. It could also just be a coincidence that we saw those photos and then we saw that photo, and I was like, well, it looks an awful lot similar.
Coincidence in that show?
It could be, because they could just want to plant those photos. I don't know what they want to do with them. And there's the drug too, like whatever the substance they took. I don't know what it's called or anything, but the thing that it looks like they want to give it to Howard somehow and have him look like he's so high.
Oh man, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be so bad.
But that's gonna be a great episode. It's the mid-season finale, so
it is. Okay, let's talk about Francesca and the office.
I feel bad for her.
Me too, because like I said, she's so uncomfortable, but like you said, the money
speaks.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, it's also the way he handles her, the way it's kind of like he's gaslighting her. He's making her feel like her concerns are not there's no foundation.
That they're stupid, yeah.
Foundation? Anyway, like she's stupid for even asking, And she was so proud of her design, and I know it's going to change because obviously it doesn't fit with both Saul and the clientele.
I mean, when they're peeing on the rug... You can have nice
peeing in the fountain and putting out cigarettes on her furniture. Yeah, she doesn't fit.
You cannot have nice stuff with those type of clients. Sorry.
Not with this message. Not with this clientele. Exactly. Well, I mean, you can have nice stuff, but you gotta expect them.
If you wanna have the big sharks, like maybe the Salamancas or
no, it doesn't really matter. It's just it doesn't fit with. The I forgot the word, but
it's not français.
La démographie.
The demographic?
Demographic?
The type of?
Nah. Well,
the district?
No, but the people he's targeting, especially.
Right.
It doesn't fit because it's nice. It's tidy. It's put together, and we're talking about people who don't have their lives put together. That's why they're here. It's the type of stuff I would see maybe at HHM, perhaps with a little less personality, because HHM is kind of cold. But it doesn't fit with The Office, and she realized that quite quickly. And unfortunately, it's going to change, and I don't know why she stayed. Perhaps it's the money. Perhaps it's something else. Perhaps she doesn't have another, she can't find another job. I don't know. Or it's all the gaslighting, he's making her feel stupid for questioning what he's doing, because he's doing some shady stuff, but him saying, who's the lawyer between us two? It's a power play, and I didn't like that, because I feel really bad for Francesca, and she was so happy with her design, but we definitely know where that ends up, so.
I feel so bad for her, because we know that she's bitter in Breaking Bad. she's not happy.
Well,
she's
yeah.
dealing with the situation.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, she handles Saul differently too, you know? Like, she kind of like when she left and she was like, clean that yourself.
Well,
like,
she's
that's the
gonna
type
change.
that's the type of attitude. Like, she's like, okay, if he's not gonna care, I'm not gonna care either. So she made that her job.
She made her decision to stay.
Exactly, which brings us to Mike, actually. Just quickly, because we didn't stay with Mike that long, but it's all about consequences. It's always about consequences in the show. And we saw it with Mike, you know. I think he's one of those characters that definitely understands the consequences of his choices. And despite the fact that it's breaking him that he can't spend time with his family, because, I mean, you saw his face, like, he was so sad. He's still willing to do what it takes. You know, if you compare that to even in Breaking Bad, Jesse and Walter and stuff, like, you made those decisions, but they still rebelled when it came to consequences. Mike doesn't do that. I think Mike is mature enough and he's gone through enough. And I love that about his character, because if you're going to make mistakes and if you're going to make choices,
you need to accept the consequences of it.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Kim is willing to do that, because she's putting her career on the line here for this, and she's going to have to deal with the consequences. And if she can't, fortunately, you might not have been ready to play in that ballpark. Same with Jimmy. Jimmy was never ready, I think, for the consequences of his actions, which is why he freaked out in Breaking Bad and he had to run away and stuff. But, yeah, those people chose to be there, chose to do this. They had so many opportunities. All we gotta do now is see them fall. Because that's eventually what happens. Like, I don't think any character comes out of this from, whether it's Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, no character is going to come out of this with absolutely nothing. Like, no consequences, no trauma, no hard-learned lessons. Like, the best we got was Jesse, and he went through shit.
But I mean, maybe Skylar? No?
She lost her husband, her
Yeah.
family's broken.
True.
She went on the news and people now know that she was married to a drug dealer.
Yeah, never mind.
Like, she smoked so much in that show. That's bad.
Yeah.
She was broken at the end of it. And she didn't make that choice, that's the thing.
Well, she
chose to stay at one point.
stay with her husband and to help him.
Yeah, but the big choice wasn't from her. So she was mostly dealing with the consequences of Walter's actions.
I think maybe the only one who had it maybe easy would be Mike's daughter-in-law and granddaughter, because
They're not... Well,
they weren't in that world, you know.
They didn't...
They didn't
I
want
just
that
said it's about...
safe from.
I'm not talking about all the characters. I'm talking about the ones that made those choices. Kim, Jimmy, and Breaking Bad, we're talking Jesse, Walter, Mike, Gus.
Yeah.
Those characters.
Well, I don't know for Kim, but so far, Jimmy has it easier. I know, Breaking Bad.
Well, we don't know.
He's just on the run right now, right?
Yeah, but he's not happy with his life.
Not being happy and dead is a huge difference.
Yes, but his life is still over. He lost everything that made him him, and he's depressed over it. And we still don't know how that ends up.
True.
And we don't know what happens to Kim either, but I don't think any of these characters are going to come out of this story with...
Unscattered?
Unscattered, yeah. Unscathed? Yeah.
Unscathed, yeah. Sorry.
French people, sorry. But in any case, and I mean, like, it's not like they're going... I mean, Jimmy and Kim, at the moment, they have it easy. You know, they're just dealing with Howard. But there's always the possibility that Lalo is going to come back and freak them out. And he's going to come back. He's chopping legs off in Germany and making sure that he's getting that information. He's going to come out of that episode knowing about the lab. Well, he is coming out of that episode with the information, because the guy is going to speak if he wants to survive and live and stuff, yeah.
That guy is not gonna survive.
He could.
Oh no.
You can.
Lalo's gonna let someone alive knowing who
Maybe
he
not,
is.
but who knows? Who knows? The guy already knows, you know, about, like, he's kept the secret about Gus. Why wouldn't he keep the secret about Lalo? I don't know. Lalo does things like this
Knowing
sometimes.
Lalo is gonna kill the guy right after he talked.
Maybe.
Come on.
Maybe. But still, like, it's always funny to, again, kind of like Kim, he's got these two facets. Like, he's always charming, but then the vibe he brings with him is completely different whenever, like, whoever, depending on who he meets and stuff. Like, last episode, charming, talking to that woman, you know, very, he was a gentleman, and you felt like, oh man, he's actually nice. And then this episode, like a horror movie.
What's the term in English for serpent sennit in English? What? Rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake, yeah. He is a rattlesnake.
You can just say he's a snake.
Well, no, but
what's the point of...
He's charming people with his bell and everything and just biting them in the ass.
A snake can do that too.
But he's a snake.
He's a charmer. He's a people person in his own way, and then you see that other side of him when he walks around like he's a horror. He's a character from a horror movie.
But yeah, by the way, I was thinking about it. But if you thought about Breaking Bad, what was the best character? Well, one of the best characters in Breaking Bad.
Mine is Jesse.
Okay, for me, and Better Call Saul, I think maybe one of the best character from the show.
Kim. For me, it's Kim.
Okay.
For you?
That would be Lalo.
Lalo.
I don't know, but the thing that he brings on screen, like I said, he's a charmer, but he's also a snake and
he's a good villain.
He's a good villain, but I don't really understand his motives.
Well, his family. He's got to stick out for his family, protect his people.
True.
That's all he needs.
That's all he needs. But the thing that it brings on screen is charm.
It's actually the same motivation as Mike.
True.
Technically. Mike did that so he could have money for his family. So it's a very similar.
So
motive.
he's doing that to avenge his family.
Everyone is the hero of their own story. If we watched this show from Lalo's perspective, we would be rooting for the Salamancas. Maybe not, but still, Lalo is doing what he's doing. Like it's not like the twins were introduced. The twins were introduced as these badasses who came to kill. You know, we saw them do murder and that's it. But technically they had good reason to do that. Like they were getting revenge for their families. Lalo is just more of a people person, so it's easier to see him as an actual character with actual layers and care perhaps about him a little bit. But like we literally saw him get attacked at his home and all his people died, and it's hard not to, you know, understand that he would want revenge.
Let's not forget that he also killed in cold blood staff employee at a post office.
He did. He's not perfect. But then again, like, you think about this, like, he's going after Gus and stuff, and we're like, oh, fuck. But then Gus killed everyone at his home. But then if you look at Gus, we know the backstory. We know what happened with the Salamancas and his partner in Breaking Bad.
They killed his lover and they threatened him, yeah.
Well, it's never been confirmed, but we like that theory. So everyone is the hero of their own story in a show where everyone is bad. Everyone is Breaking Bad. Everyone is a criminal in their own way, sort of. You gotta find, you know, the limit. You gotta know, like, who are you rooting for in there. But you also gotta understand that even if you're rooting for a certain character, doesn't make them perfect, doesn't make them, you know, right. But they all have reasons. Everything that they do has a reason. Like Jimmy and Kim, they're going after Howard for the money. But when Kim was saying, you know, I owe everything to HHM, I owe everything to Howard, I'm like, yeah, you're saying that, but then why are you you're still going after him? Why is that? Because you have a grudge against him. Because he treated you like crap. So in that way, Howard is not perfect either. There's a reason why we didn't like Howard in the beginning. I still don't personally... I don't particularly like him, but I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him, yeah.
So everyone, like even Chuck at the time, you know, he was introduced as this character that was trying to do good by his brother, and then we find out about all the shitty stuff that was happening behind the scenes, all the past stuff. But that resentment, all those choices, all those things he did, that if you only present us with that, we're like, oh, what a shitty guy he was. Then you go back in time and you learn about why it came to that, why he grew up in that environment and stuff. It kind of makes sense. Doesn't justify it, but that's what I love about, you know, reactions and analysis and stuff, is we get to talk about these characters and we don't give them reason, but we get to go back in time and try to understand how they became this and why they made those choices. Like we just did with Kim. Like we just did with Kim as a kid. You know, how come she did that? She made that choice, and why is she the way she is now?
You just said that Giancarlo
Esposito. Yeah.
was one that directed that episode, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
What do you think about his directing?
The only thing I thought of in this episode is that his way of his way of directing an episode is really subtle compared to Sia. I'm really
Rhea?
sorry. Rhea. Oh boy.
Shia.
For some weird reason, I had an S from Kim's actor. I'm sorry. Ray or Rhea, I don't know,
Ray.
but her way of directing was a bit more flamboyant. Like there was a lot of technical decisions and artistic decisions where, you know, it felt like a play. Like some directors are gonna erase it. Like most of the time when you do something, a movie or an episode of something, the goal is to make the camera disappear. Like you're not supposed to
make
be
you believe
there.
that we are in the universe.
Yeah, and I think that's Giancarlo's way of directing an episode. Like the camera wasn't doing any flashy moves. It wasn't, you know, pushing the boundaries of camera work or directing. Like it was. There's nothing that stood out except the Lalo scene that had
like
a
a
bit of a horror
movie.
type. Yeah, there was a bit of horror in there. But aside from that, nothing really stood out. Whereas for Rhea's or Ray episode, there was a lot of decisions, and it's not bad. You know, a lot of the time, the directors that go on to have awards and stuff are the ones that will do stuff like this. You know, we study those directors more in school because they break the rules or they use those rules in an extreme way, so we get to see it more and understand it more. Like there's a director here in Quebec that does it a lot more than she did in her episode. I don't personally like this director, but I remember studying frames from his movies and stuff where, you know, if someone at school told you that putting a lot of space above a character gives that emotion, you know, it gives the impression that the character is lost in thoughts, or it gives the impression that the character, you know, has a lot on his shoulders, you know. When you minimize the head or the character, you just keep that from a person, and then you leave all that space above in the frame. It doesn't look normal, so you see the camera, but it gives a message. And he would do that, and we would study these frames because he's literally taking what he learned from school and applying it directly on camera. So I love that she kind of went out a little bit with her work, and we could see the touch of drama and the touch of showmanship that she put to her episode, whereas he was more subtle, except for the Lalo scene, who had a little bit of okay, that's pretty cool. But aside from that, he was just like, you would have told me, I wouldn't have known he did that if I had not learned about it online. You know, like it didn't stand out as much as, you know, you would perhaps expect from an actor taking over. So okay, there's nothing bad about it.
Good.
I'm just saying that there's
But
nothing that stood out.
It's always depends on what you want to project on screen.
Well, he was
you know?
subtle. His way of directing the episode was subtle. That's all there is. So
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
So,
It's so
good,
hot.
good or bad mid-season?
Well, I'm waiting. Next episode is gonna be the mid-season, so
Oh, true.
it's the big day, the D-Day. So we're gonna see the plan. I'm excited. Okay, this is pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it's going to be on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below. And because we were late, I'm cutting you off because it's not going to be the same outro.
Oh.
Because we were late, the next episode is going to be out on YouTube sooner. So in the same week, just a little later, so I have time to edit. So wait for it. It's going to be there soon.
I tried to lyrics
Yeah.
lip sync what you were saying.
That was cringy. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.